Great job.
Action.
Welcome back, everyone. I'm Robin.
I'm Jerry.
And
This is Savor at Home.
number?
94.
Yeah. Now, this one's going to be a little different
Okay.
because I don't actually have the bottles of these whiskeys. They're not yet easy to find in California.
Imagine what they taste like.
No, I have samples, but I don't actually have the big bottles. So
Okay.
this is a little bit different.
Okay.
So last night, while you were at the gym, I was doing a tasting led by Drammers Club. This was for Wire Distilling. Have you heard of them?
In South Carolina?
They are in Charleston, South Carolina.
I've heard of them.
They're a really cool distillery. They definitely emphasize that distilled spirits are agricultural products. And this resonates with me a lot because I feel like this is kind of missing from the marketing of distilled spirits. Right? When you look at a bottle of bourbon, what do you think about?
Not corn.
Do you wonder where the corn was grown?
No. I do wonder, but it doesn't make me want to wonder.
Do you wonder what kind of corn it is or what other grains are in it?
No.
No, you don't even care.
I mean, I do care.
So that's kind of their whole thing, is they're focused on a lot of sustainability and really focused on the agricultural aspect of distilled spirits. So not only do they make a bourbon and a rye, and they have a gin and a vodka, of course, but they also do a lot of other things like a peach brandy, which I tried last night. They had a watermelon brandy at one point, which I would love to get my hands on if anyone wants to send me a sample. They do an agricole. Do you know what an agricole is?
No.
It's a rum that is from
Molasses.
sugar cane juice. So not molasses, sugar cane juice. Amongst other things, I'm sure, that I'm missing.
Sounds like a cool distillery.
It's a cool distillery. But anyways, it was cool to hear from Scott, who is the co-founder. Him and his wife, Anne, founded Wire back in 2013. Now, this was the first distillery in Charleston since Prohibition.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. 2013?
Yeah. And they use a very special type of corn. It's actually a heritage corn that used to be really prominent in South Carolina for their bourbon. It's called Jimmy Red corn. It's named after James Island, so Jimmy, and it's red.
It's red corn?
It's red.
Not yellow?
It's like really bright red corn. Yeah, I will, of course, put a picture overlaying our faces here.
Right here.
Oh, you want me to put it right here? Yeah, here's the picture of the corn. But that's what they use for their bourbon. I'm going to tell you something that you might not believe once you taste their bourbons. It is 100% corn in the mash. There are no flavoring grains at all.
Are you kidding me?
At one point, way back in the day, they did have other grains in there.
All of these we're going to taste.
All of these that we're going to taste.
All corn.
All the same corn. All Jimmy Red corn, 100%.
100%.
Why are you repeating everything I'm saying? What we're gonna taste is their Jimmy Red corn bourbon. So made from 100% Jimmy Red corn. They're all distilled by the same distiller, right? Distilled by Scott during the same distillation season. They're all matured using the same type of barrels and for the same amount of time. The thing that's different about them is that they are 3 single barrels from corn grown on 3 different farms.
Ooh, that's very cool.
It is cool. So
highlighting the farms.
Highlighting the farms.
That's
now,
exciting.
I will give a caveat, is that there really is no way to consider the barrel as a constant, right? If we had the same exact distillate that went into 10 different barrels, all side by side, same exact time, the barrels are from the same cooperage, same toasting levels, charring levels, same type of seasoning, same grown from the same forest, same tree even. They're all going to taste different.
Okay.
So I will
Slightly.
give that as a caveat there. Yes. So we'll see how different these 3 bourbons taste from one another.
Okay.
Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Before we taste though, I do want to give a shout out to the Patreons.
Please.
Yeah.
Shout us out.
Shout you guys out. Thank you guys so much for helping to support the channel. And if you, the viewer, would also like to support the channel beyond just, subscriptions and likes and comments and everything like that, I've got a link in the description below. You can join our neat community over on Patreon.
It's very cool. It's very neat. Let's taste.
Let's tuck in. All right, so we are going to have to share because the samples are
this.
wee samples here. So the first one we're going to try was grown at the Jack Rose farm. So this
Take a
is
look at that color.
Whoa, this has a great nose.
yeah. So this is bottled at 56.95% ABV.
Here, I'll let you do the honors. What are these, how long are these aged for?
I think they're all of them are about 3 years. So there's definitely fruitiness, but there's a fun like sour, I want to say sour cherry or something in there.
I got that briefly, because I only smelled it briefly.
Yeah.
But that's the first thing I picked up, actually. It reminded me almost like a sour beer that had been distilled, but...
Yeah,
retained
there's
its-
definitely like almost like a fermented citrus in here too. So yeah, definitely some fruitiness. There's some, I'm getting some like orange oils. I get some dustiness in here too. So almost like dusty candies.
I don't like sharing. I want to smell it.
Okay. All right, well, while you smell, I'm gonna take a sip.
Take that. It's a really lovely nose. Oh, it has a lot of layers. I really get like very dark, sweet fruits. Or you just boiled that fruit juice down. It like smells like an old fashioned, like including the orange.
So on the palate, there's definitely some. On the palate, there's definitely like a little bit of heat, but it's not too bad. It's got a good oily mouthfeel, and those like dusty candies come forward, and there's like a malted chocolate finish. I don't think it's necessarily as fruity on the palate as
Correct.
it is on the nose. You clearly enjoyed it.
Really nice. I want a bottle of this.
Do you
stuff.
wanna
I didn't even taste
elaborate?
the other two. No, you hit on all the same things I was going to say. I have no original thoughts. It's very good.
What's next?
Lavington Farm.
Livingston.
Lavington.
Now this is at a different ABV. Interesting. 57.1. Oh, I love the high proof boys. So again, same everything, just different.
Grown on a different farm.
Grown on a different farm.
Now, I will tell you that it was mentioned that Lavington Farm is near a river that has brackish water. Do you know what brackish is?
It's like muddy.
No. It's where saltwater and freshwater meet, so
Yeah.
it's like kind of salty.
It's like a muddy.
It's
like a
saltwater-ish.
muddy, salty.
No mud.
Brackish.
So they did say that this tends to have some salinity on it.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Just because it's nearby.
Yep. So this has more dark fruits to me than the first one. And I do get some of that dustiness still, but it's more of like, instead of dusty, like fruity candies, it's like dusty chocolatey candies.
What kind of fruits? What kind of darker fruits instead of oranges, you mean?
Yes. Yeah. Instead of oranges, it's almost,
Like a blood orange. Like a dark orange.
no, I would say it's almost like dried cherries and maybe some prunes, like dark dried fruits. I'm also getting like a little bit of an herbal quality to it. And there's a floral aspect that reminds me of like a lavender and lemon scented thing.
Interesting. I get much less fruit. I get more of the traditional bourbon notes. Caramel, dough, fresh dough. It's just been floured. It's like you're letting it prove. And you stick your nose into it, so while it's still soft. Maybe there's some candied dried fruits.
On the palate, this has
Really nice palate.
some tingliness and some that creamy mouthfeel still. But this to me is very grain forward, and I would guess that this had rye in it, but
Yes.
it does not.
It's very spicy.
It's spicy.
Not
There's
very
that
spicy, but it's
caraway.
spicy. Yeah.
There's
Much more than the first.
That's really interesting.
But this to me is like pumpernickel bread with orange marmalade. And that like dusty chocolatiness comes forward as well.
Lots of spices on that. Interesting. It is quite
Very
more
different.
different than I thought.
Yeah.
More different than I thought.
Yep.
Not just saying that. All right.
Pour number 3. Tell us where it's from.
Okay, this one is at the same proof.
Yeah, take a look at that color.
Look at how dark that one
That's
is.
a dark boy.
Yeah. So this one is from Cherokee Tract Farm. This is also bottled at 57.1% ABV. But yeah, it definitely has a darker color to it, don't you think?
Yes. Much lighter nose for me.
Lighter, how so? Not so like in your face, or
Not
the
s-
flavors are, or the aromas are lighter?
Both. Like the first one I felt like was very bold and layered and I can pick it out immediately. This is a little more just nice and light. I get a look, kind of some floral going on, but I'm having to look for it, you know?
Yeah, I get the floral aspect as well, but I think the first thing that I get is just a lot of caramel. So I'm getting like caramel and molasses notes, and and there's definitely like an aspect of cherries and cranberries that are like
Cranberries.
yeah,
That's it.
and but they're like syrupy. Maybe it's like cranberry sauce.
It's cranberry
but like
sauce
the good kind.
From the south.
And there's a little bit of a waxiness to this. Do you want your nose in there?
Yeah.
Okay.
Weirdly, I don't get like any of the dough. Wow, these really are different. Some spice on that one too. Man, I'm really getting the cranberries. That was spot on. Well done, High Wire. These are excellent.
A little bit of heat, you know, it's at 57%, that's to be expected. A nice mouthfeel. And this, I get a lot of dark chocolate, dusty chocolate, cloves, cranberries,
Dark
maybe
chocolate cranberries.
dark chocolate cranberries. Yeah, but this one to me is the darkest of the three out of
Agreed.
the flavors.
Agreed.
Right, the chocolatiest, the like the dried fruits are really prominent, and this does have that like almost molasses or like overdone caramel thing to it.
It's a toss-up for me in terms of favorites between that one and the first one.
Oh, okay, interesting.
I'll have to drink some more to see.
I guess so.
I mean, the second one's great too. It's just like,
Yeah.
I like these two.
I will say that everything I tried last night was phenomenal. So this is only 3 of the
Were they all
9
bourbons?
things. No, but 7 of them were bourbons. So we also tried the regular Jimmy Red Corn Bourbon, kind of their regular release, which I'm assuming is a mix of multiple different barrels, probably from multiple different farms. We tasted the Jimmy Red Bourbon finished in Oloroso sherry casks. It finished
those.
in the peach brandy barrels. Yeah,
Are you working on some peach brandy?
I am, yeah, but this isn't about me. And then the last thing that we tried was a smoked corn white dog.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah, and that was like a smoky mezcal. And then we tried the peach brandy and the rye that they have that's finished in tawny port casks. Oh my gosh, talk about decadent.
Sounds like we need to try more of these. Let us know in the comments if you think we should try some of the other ones. Hey, thanks for tuning in. Remember to like, push that subscribe button, and do the other things that you do on YouTube.
Okay.
Why are they called high wire?
I don't know. Yeah, this.
Take a look at that color right there.
I don't know. Please don't say it like that. Try again.
Take a
No.
look. Take a look at that color.
Why are you saying it like that? It's not funny. There is definitely like
A muddy.
cinnamon. Can you stop saying muddy? There's no muddiness.